Have you ever had one of those mornings where you wake up and your mind just feels foggy? You know what I mean? You put the kettle on and forget to turn the stove on. You walk into a room and can't remember why. It's frustrating, isn't it? Especially when you used to feel so sharp, like your thoughts were as quick as your feet used to be. But now it feels like your brain is still rubbing the sleep out of its eyes, even an hour after you've gotten out of bed. Well, here's the good news. You're not alone. And more importantly, that foggy feeling. It's not permanent. In fact, with just a few small changes to your morning routine, you can actually wake your brain up in ways that keep it stronger, sharper, and more alive, even as the birthdays keep coming. Today we're going to talk about simple morning habits that anyone over 65 can start using. Habits that don't take hours or cost a fortune, but can make a huge difference in how your brain feels and functions. Whether you're retired, still working, or just enjoying the slower pace of life, these habits can help you feel more mentally alert, emotionally balanced, and ready to enjoy each day a little more. So let's ease into this together, with the first habit that can do wonders for your brain health. And no, it's not some exotic tea or a strange breathing technique. It's something much more basic, but often overlooked. It starts with something as simple as getting sunlight in the morning. Sounds too easy, right? But hear me out. When you wake up and open your blinds, or even better, step outside for just 10 to 15 minutes, you're not just enjoying the morning light, you're actually triggering your brain's natural wake-up system. That sunlight signals your body to shut off melatonin. That's the hormone that makes you sleepy. And instead tells your brain, it's time to be alert. This early light helps reset your internal clock, your circadian rhythm, which is essential as we age. Because let's be honest, sleep patterns change after 60. Many of us start waking up earlier, having trouble falling asleep or feeling groggy during the day. But when your brain knows exactly when the day begins, thanks to natural light, it starts to regulate your energy better, your mood lifts, and yes, your memory and mental clarity improve too. And here's something lovely to think about. Imagine stepping outside, warm mug in hand, hearing the birds, feeling the cool morning air. Even just 5 minutes of that can calm your nervous system and boost your focus. It's not just light, it's life whispering, hey, you're still here, and today is a good day. Now, once your brain's been gently nudged awake by the morning sun, it's time to give it the second thing it needs to really shine: movement. Now don't worry, I'm not talking about an hour of sweaty exercise or signing up for a gym. I'm talking about gentle, intentional movement. Maybe it's stretching your arms over your head while you're still in bed. Maybe it's a slow walk around the garden or pacing the hallway as you sip your coffee. It could even be dancing a little in your kitchen while waiting for your toast. The goal isn't perfection, it's circulation. See, movement gets your blood flowing, and that blood carries oxygen straight to your brain. More oxygen means more energy, clearer thinking, and even better mood. Studies show that just 10 to 20 minutes of light morning activity can boost your mental sharpness for hours. Hours. That's a big return on such a small investment. You might even notice that the days you move a little in the morning, you're less forgetful. You might remember where you put the remote, or what you came into the kitchen for. You might even feel more motivated to call a friend or work on that puzzle you've been meaning to finish. Think of your brain like a beautiful old car, full of wisdom and stories. But just like any classic, it needs a little warm-up before it's ready to hit the road. Morning movement is that warm-up. You're telling your brain, let's go for a ride today. And here's a little bonus. Moving in the morning also helps your body sleep better at night. And better sleep means even better brain health tomorrow. Now imagine starting your day like this, stepping into the light, moving your body gently, waking up your brain with purpose and peace. It's not about doing it perfectly, it's about doing it with care, with love, for yourself. Because even though your body may not move like it once did, your mind can still thrive. Your memory, your creativity, your focus, they don't have to fade. Not if you keep showing up for your brain each morning. Not if you decide, I'm not slowing down, I'm sharpening up. So tomorrow morning, when you rise, take a breath, Open the curtains, maybe step outside and stretch a little. Give your brain the light and movement it's quietly been craving. It doesn't need a miracle, just a little love. And hey, if you found even one of these ideas helpful, or if this little chat sparked something in you, something hopeful, why not stick around with us? Tap that subscribe button, not just so you don't miss more helpful tips like these, but because you deserve a community that lifts you up and keeps you growing. Because here's the truth, getting older doesn't mean giving up. It means getting wiser about how we care for ourselves, and every new day is a chance to do just that. Now that your body is gently moving and your brain is stretching its wings, there's something else you can add to your morning that's incredibly powerful, and honestly, a bit underestimated. It's not something you eat or drink. It's not something you buy or wear. It's something you do. And it doesn't have to take more than a few minutes. I'm talking about giving your brain a reason to think in the morning. A real, meaningful reason. Let's picture it. You've had your coffee or tea, your bones are awake, the sun has kissed your face. Now what if, for just a few minutes, you sat down with a crossword, read a short poem, or jotted a few thoughts into a journal? You see, your brain is like a garden. If you water it with curiosity, it grows. If you leave it dry, well, the weeds of forgetfulness and fog can creep in. And no one wants that. Especially not when keeping your brain sharp can be as simple as starting the day with a few moments of gentle mental stimulation. Maybe you love history. Spend a few minutes reading a quick article about a time period that fascinates you. Maybe you've always wanted to learn a few phrases in Italian or how to play an instrument. Well, there's no better time than the quiet of morning to practice just a little. Your brain loves learning, especially new, small, manageable challenges. Now don't feel like it has to be academic or serious. Even talking to yourself, yes, talking out loud, like, okay, today I need to call Margaret, feed the dog, and finish that letter, gives your brain a structure. It forces it to organize, recall, and prioritize. That's exercise too. You don't need puzzles or brain games every day. But you do need engagement. And you know what? Sometimes the best way to engage your mind in the morning is with a conversation. Pick up the phone, call someone you care about, or talk to the person in the mirror. No, really. Say, good morning, we made it another day. What's on our mind? That moment of reflection, that's gold. That's brain fuel. Even better, try remembering a happy memory from years ago. Something specific, a birthday, a smell from your mother's kitchen, the sound of your father's laughter, or a vacation from long ago. The act of recalling details, faces, places, colors, it's like lifting weights for your memory. And if you're the kind of person who likes to write things down, even better. Keeping a simple journal, even if you just write down 3 things you're grateful for, or one small intention for the day. It wakes up parts of the brain connected to mood, focus, and long-term memory. Now, maybe you're thinking, that sounds nice, but I'm not really a journal person. And that's okay. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to nudge your brain gently every morning and say, come on, let's get moving. Just like you do for your body. And if you miss a day, that's okay too. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. Your brain doesn't need perfection. It needs participation. Even small moments of mental engagement can help build resilience over time. So as you move through your morning, try not to slip into autopilot. Let your mind wander with intention. Give it something joyful to think about, something curious to explore, something warm to feel. And as we talk about warmth, that brings us to something that's easy to overlook but can make a world of difference. Breakfast. Now, before you sigh and say, I'm not much of a breakfast person, hear me out. I'm not here to lecture you about calories or dieting. I'm here to talk about what your brain actually needs to work well, and how giving it the right kind of morning fuel can help you feel more alert, more focused, and more balanced all day long. You see, after a long night of sleep, where your brain has been cleaning up, processing memories, and resting, it's low on fuel. And what you give it first thing in the morning tells it how to operate for the rest of the day. If you skip breakfast or eat something sugary and quick like a sweet pastry or only coffee, your brain might get a brief burst of energy, followed by a crash. And that crash? It feels like forgetfulness. It feels like fog. It feels like irritation. But when you eat something with a little protein, some healthy fats, maybe a few complex carbs, you're telling your brain, we're ready. We're going to be steady and sharp today. It could be something simple, a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter, a boiled egg, a bit of yogurt with some berries, or even a warm bowl of oatmeal with nuts. These aren't fancy health foods. They're brain-supporting, soul-comforting morning habits that help keep you steady, clear-headed, and ready for the day. And it's not just about the food. It's the act of sitting down and nourishing yourself. Giving yourself a few calm minutes to eat with intention. That's a message to your brain too. It says, I matter, this day matters. Now I know some mornings are rushed, some mornings you just don't feel like eating. But even a small bite of something healthy is better than nothing. Try it for a few days, see how you feel, and if you can, enjoy it slowly. You deserve that peace. You deserve mornings that feel like a gift, not a chore. And if this little talk reminded you that you're still growing, still changing, still capable of nurturing that amazing brain of yours, well, don't keep it to yourself. Leave a comment and tell us how you start your day. I'd love to hear it. And someone else watching might be inspired by your story too. And hey, if you haven't already, go ahead and press that subscribe button. Not because you have to, but because you're choosing to stay connected to a space that believes in you. A space that shares tools, encouragement, and reminders that it's never too late to take care of your mind and body. Every morning is a new chance, and every small step you take counts. So, you've started your morning with sunlight, a little movement, maybe some reflection, or a nourishing breakfast, and you're feeling more centered, more awake, and more like you. But there's one more habit that often gets overlooked, even though it's incredibly powerful, especially for brain health. And that habit is stillness. Yes, I know, we just talked about moving and thinking and fueling your body. But there's something magical that happens when you also allow yourself a moment to do nothing. Just be, just breathe. We live in a world that's always nudging us to stay busy. Even in retirement, there's this quiet pressure to be productive, to fill every hour. But your brain doesn't just need stimulation, it needs space, time to breathe. A few minutes each morning where you're not trying to do anything at all, where your only job is to sit, breathe, and simply be present. This doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need incense or fancy music or to sit in a special position. You can just sit in your favorite chair, close your eyes, and take a few slow, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. That's it. Feel the air move in and out. Listen to the quiet hum of the morning. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your mind soften. Even 2 minutes of stillness can calm the nervous system, reduce stress, and improve focus throughout the day. And over time, this kind of quiet time has been shown to actually protect the brain, reducing inflammation, supporting memory, even helping regulate mood. It's in those silent moments that your brain gets to rest without sleeping. Think of it like a reset button, a fresh breath for your thoughts. And here's the beautiful part. Stillness often leads to clarity. You might sit in silence and suddenly remember something important, or realize a solution to something that's been bothering you, or maybe you just feel lighter, like your mind isn't carrying so much. Stillness is not empty, it's full of possibility. Now maybe the word meditation sounds intimidating or unfamiliar, but don't let that scare you off. This isn't about sitting perfectly still for an hour with a monk-like focus. It's about creating a tiny pocket of peace in your morning, a moment where you're not answering to anyone else, a moment that's just for you. And if you'd rather not sit in silence, you can take a slow walk in nature and just notice the world, the breeze, the sound of leaves, the way the light dances through the trees. That counts too. That's stillness in motion. That's peace your brain can drink in. Sometimes the most important part of the morning is not what you do, it's what you don't do. It's choosing not to rush, not to immediately grab the phone, not to jump into the noise of the day before checking in with yourself. And here's a little truth. No matter how many years you've lived, you're still allowed to change. You're still allowed to choose quiet, to choose peace, to choose habits that make you feel more alive, not just busy. The brain never stops growing. Scientists used to think that once we reached a certain age, that was it. It was all downhill from there. But now we know better. Now we know that the brain is plastic, meaning it can adapt, rewire, and create new pathways, even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Every morning habit you build, every ray of sunlight, every step you take, every calm breath, every mindful bite, it's a signal to your brain. I'm still here. I'm still learning. I'm still living. And that message? It's more powerful than any pill, more lasting than any routine, because it comes from you. So the next time you wake up, even if your joints ache a little or your memory feels sluggish, remember this. Your mornings are a chance, not just to get through the day, but to greet it with strength, with clarity, with purpose. You've earned the right to take care of yourself, not because something is wrong, but because you matter. Your mind matters. Your peace matters. And if today's conversation reminded you of that, even just a little, then I want to invite you to do something simple before you leave. Not because it helps the channel, but because it helps you. Tap that subscribe button as a small promise to yourself. A promise that says, yes, I'm investing in my own well-being. I'm not giving up on growing, learning, or living fully. And when you're ready, drop a comment below. Tell us your favorite part of the morning, or share a habit that brings you peace. You never know who might be reading, who might need exactly your words to feel less alone. Because this isn't just a video, it's a community, a space for people who believe that life doesn't end after 65. It evolves, it gets quieter, wiser, and in many ways, more beautiful. Here's to you, your mornings, your mind, your future. Here's to living your